What's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about my GFC Superlite rooftop tent that I just received in the mail. For those of you who don't know what GFC is, it's a company located in Belgrade, Montana. GFC stands for Go Fast Campers. They make a couple different products. They make a rooftop tent that's like a hard shell rooftop tent. They make a camper that's like for the bed of trucks, and then they also make this Superlite now, which is what I just got. Alright, let's talk a little bit about what the Superlite is and why I chose it. It's basically just a bag with two panels in it that is somewhat similar to a hard shell rooftop tent. It only weighs 80 pounds. It is 50 inches wide and 90 inches long. I chose it just because it's a low profile design. The price point was good. I think I paid $12.99. And then I paid $125 to have it shipped from Montana to Arizona. It's light, it's only 80 pounds, so my girlfriend and I had no problem just picking it up and setting it on top of my 4runner. So far, the quality of the tent seems pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. All right, now we're up in the tent. We can take a little look inside and kind of how this thing works. So as you can tell from the GFC videos, basically, it's just a bag with two panels, the bottom and the top. Got some storage here. As far as how it stays open, it's just these ski pulls. I was actually worried about how these things were gonna stay on the platform, but that doesn't seem to really be much of a concern. They're pretty solid. And they just have this clasp right here that opens and closes. I'm not gonna open it because it's gonna fall down. But it's pretty spacious in here. I would agree with some people that you definitely, I'm like 6 foot and that's pushing it. That's pretty much, you can see my head is pretty much at the top here. So I'd say 6 foot is like the most. Anyways, that's pretty much the inside of this thing. I plan to keep it on here on my 4runner. For the most part, I live in an apartment, and taking it off and hauling it up there is just seems unnecessary. So hopefully we'll get to put it through its paces and see if it holds up. All right, next we'll talk about the hardware that I used to actually mount it to my prinsu rack. The hardware that GFC sent me to mount the tent, now I'm running a prinsu rack on my 4runner. So the hardware that they originally sent me were these longer bolts, and they were just way too long to use these to mount onto my 4runner. So I just went to Home Depot and I grabbed 8 of these. I don't know if you guys can see that, these hex nuts, and they actually worked perfectly. Because my prinsu rack is so low profile, I mounted it to the last bar on the rack in the rear, and then I just went under the sunroof and mounted right here, which was super easy and very helpful that this sunroof was here. But you can see they fit flush, so there's nothing sticking out. Not that it would have made a huge difference, but just so I didn't have to cut down the bolts myself and worry about it. Alright, so stay tuned and we'll see how this thing holds up over time.